Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. I'm joined by Mr. Foot. Mr. Lombard will be back next week. He's currently taking another trip around the world. That guy's on a plane more than most pilots. Gotta love it. He's living the life of Riley, and we're happy for him. But we got a lot to get into today. More news just rolled in the past couple hours. We're going to talk about all of it. So as always, Shane, start me up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
Levis towards the end zone. Got a man. Touchdown. Wow. And it's the fourth TD pass of the day in the debut of Will Levis.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. Sick! It's going to be sick.
Welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. I'm Sal, joined by Mr. Jarett. Jarett, how we doing tonight, Brother Bear?
Pretty good, man. I mean, it's glad to be back talking training camp football with you guys. Wish Vinny was here too, but we're going to chop it up tonight. Got a lot of news to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's not waste a second. Our time is valuable, as is yours. I'd say we'll start off. Actually, let's start off with one thing before we get into our Tennessee Titans. Very important to show some love to our sponsors. We have two sponsors to talk about today. We'll start things off with Homage, one of our sponsors. Homage specializes in ultra comfy, high quality looks, repping sports, pop culture, more legendary moments. Learn more about Homage with the link in the description. I'm actually wearing one of their shirts right now. I have tons of their stuff. As far as anything sports related, memorabilia wise, anything. I mean, everything they have is top of the line. We're so happy to have them as a sponsor. And we appreciate them, taking care of us, giving us some gear. Make sure to check them out. Top of the line all the way around. Jarett, we got another. You can talk about that.
Yeah, we got Manta Sleep here. So, I mean, it's something new over here, guys. If you guys have trouble sleeping, these are a new mask that just came out. It's interchangeable. You can take off the eye patches for cooling and heating too. It also plays music. So if your loved one, your wife or your husband or anything like that doesn't want to listen to podcasts while you sleep or listen to music, they do have Bluetooth right into the ear. So it's very comfortable, and they made it around your head so it's not slipping off your face. So it's been pretty good for them. So if you want to use it, use our code SICKTITANS for 10% off, and you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I use mine almost every night. I don't usually use the headphones. It's awesome to have. But just alone, the way it covers your eyes, amazing. Check it out. If you want to sleep,
and literally, when you interchange these eye patches, they have the cooling and the heating ones. So I mean, if you like it a little cold on your face, you like it a little hot on your face. I mean, they have those eye cups too, which is pretty solid accessory on that eye mask. So.
Absolutely. Manta Sleep, Homage. Make sure to check both of them out. Top of the line products, both of them, of course. But let's move on to the Tennessee Titans now. Let's start off with probably the most breaking news that we could speak of up until this point. Happened about a couple hours ago. The news broke. Mr. DeAndre Hopkins has a knee injury. The earliest reports are him being out anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. Now, I've already tweeted, I don't believe this man is going to miss week one. I don't. He's a professional athlete in every sense of the term. He's a consummate professional. I think he's going to train hard. He's going to get his body right. He's going to figure out a way to make sure he's on the field week one. He loves this team and city too much. I don't think he's going to let us down, even though if you're injured, obviously you got to get better. But I don't think it's going to be to the seriousness level where he's going to not play. I could be wrong. Thank God we have so much depth now at receiver, knock on wood, that God forbid he's not ready to roll. I'm not going to lose any faith in this team, but it's, of course, bad news. Jarett, why don't you share your thoughts on it?
I mean, just hearing about that, it's a little bit of a gut punch. Obviously the friend group, all the text messages say, oh, he's out, blah, blah. It's preseason. He's 32 years old. Shut him down for the rest of the year, the rest of the preseason. Let him get healthy, right? Knock on wood. Let him get healthy. There's no reason why he needs to be in training camp. He gets the mental reps. He's fine. He already built a chemistry with Will Levis last year and obviously this offseason. So I'm not too worried about that. It's a knee sprain. All right. So like I said, we have the training staff that can get him healthy. But I'll tell you what, if he is not ready for week one, first thing that pops to mind is the guy who you keep throwing his jersey behind you, and that's Treylon Burks. I mean, Treylon Burks needs to step up in that role now. God forbid if he doesn't go week 1, DeAndre Hopkins, he needs to step up as to be that number 1 wide receiver that we drafted him to be. Obviously, we have Ridley and we have Tyler Boyd. So, like I said, the depth right there, I'm not too worried about that because Treylon Burks can probably, hopefully, step in week 1 for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
but Go ahead.
Sorry, no.
You want to hit?
No.
I was gonna switch it over to another breaking news we had earlier in this week. But if you want to keep going with DeAndre Hopkins, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Just one super last thing. I literally just tweeted this before we started, and it's my honest opinion about the whole situation with Treylon Burks. I'll read it to you verbatim. We all know Treylon Burks' career as a Titan at this point has been a letdown. Of course, it has.
Yes.
But there's still people on X that somehow question his ability and his talent level, which I think is ridiculous because not only have we seen what he's done in college, which is why it's a first-round pick, we've seen him do tremendous things and incredible athletic feats he's accomplished on the field when he's healthy. Health's been the real reason he's been not performing to the level he is. But again, I hope this is an opportunity for him to step up, like you said, because now he could take a little bit more, hopefully, if nothing else, he has a little bit more pep in his step during practice because God forbid he's not going to play DeAndre. He's going to be, knocked up a level in the depth chart. And I think people are crazy not to think he's not going to get serious time. You could hear whatever you want in practices about him having to earn this, that, and the other. He's going to play. He's going to be on the field a lot. Now, Nick, I think he might have to fight for some playing time. And some people might say, oh, why? Because NWI has done more. Come on, guys. Let's be real. But that's the end of my stuff with Burks, and we can certainly move on, Jarett. Go right ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, just to touch on the Treylon Burks situation really quick again, it's now that, like I said, we talked about this before. When all these wide receivers came into that wide receiver room, he doesn't have to be the guy anymore. He's not A.J. Brown's replacement no more. He just needs to be Treylon Burks. And I think the situation with Vrabel and him going from Todd Downing to Tim Kelly, and back-to-back offenses he's trying to learn in his rookie year and basically second year because he was hurt. I think that really was a struggle for him. Now he doesn't have to be the guy to replace A.J. Brown. He just needs to be Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks played in the SEC. He played against top-tier talent. So he can play football. So if Brian Callahan puts him in the right situation, which I think he is, and I think he's going to be, sky's the limit for him in this offense this year. So now moving on to that, we had another issue in the beginning of the week with Paul Kaharski tweeting out Arden Key 6-game suspension. What was your first thought on that? Since obviously the Autry with the Houston Texans, he got 6 games, and everyone was bashing, Autry, and now all of a sudden it stabs us in the back now with Arden Key. Outside linebacker is a glaring need on this team. Some people can step up. There might be veterans, like Rand says, that come into the team after roster cuts and everything like that. But right off the bat, with Arden Key missing some time, crucial time, 6 weeks is a lot. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've said this before. I don't really look at Arden Key as a real impactful player, to be honest. He's a guy that we desperately need because we're very light at that position. But as Vinny would bust my balls about, he's not a needle mover by any means. In my opinion, I think Jamal Adams is pretty much a damn near close to his level of talent at the moment. So, this just means at the moment that Jamal is going to get more time likely, which I don't think this affects our season in a tremendous way. It's a guy who, again, we really needed because he is an established veteran in the league. He's had some moments. And because we're so light at that position, we need him in the league. We need him on the team, but I don't think it's a devastating loss by any means. I don't think it's going to really change my outlook of the season. But it's just foolish.
It is.
It's fucking foolish. I'll never understand how these people who are almost guaranteed millions of dollars for a long period of their life. It's easy for me to say the easiest part, but the easiest part of this is not doing stupid shit, right? The hard part is being good in the league consistently so you continue to get contracts. The easiest part is just not being stupid. And no matter how many fucking things happen, whether it be DUIs, whether it be gambling, whether it be PEDs, whatever the case may be, it never stops. And it's like, I don't understand what's going to need to happen before these kids, because they are kids for the most part, realize, or someone in their life tells them, just don't be a dipshit. There's no need for you to drive. There's no need for you to fucking gamble. there's no need for you to be taking steroids. None of those. There's just zero reason for it. If you want to do any of those things, wait till you get the gold jacket. Okay, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. You're gonna be in the golden years of your life and have all the money you can want. And I know this has got to, I don't mean it like in the sense that go ahead and drunk drive when you're retired, but like you got to understand what your future holds. And these things just continue to happen. But we'll live to see another day. Arden Key will be back. It'll be nice to have him in the middle of the season. We'll probably be hurt at that position at that point. Knock on wood, we're not. But I don't think it changes a whole lot over the outlook of the season, thankfully. But just stupid.
Yeah, just basically taking something out of Vrabel's book. Don't do dumb shit to hurt the team, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, we don't know if it was steroids or all these other things that they do to help their body. Some shit's illegal with the NFL. I don't know. So I mean, supposedly I heard that it's still in appeal. So because the NFL didn't actually say it, and it was Koharski that tweeted it out. Obviously, Koharski has the sources for it, but it's not technically official until it's official. But yes, he is suspended. Moving on to that, another thing happened at practice. Big Jeff and JC Latham. What was your reaction to that? Because that was a heated first day in pads on Tuesday, and I was getting alerts on my phone that this one's fighting, this one's John, and then the rookie goes after Jeffrey Simmons. And my first take before I throw it to you is when you have the rookie going after or Big Jeff going after the rookie, what does that say for the rookie not backing down to Big Jeff? Was the rookie actually doing his job and Jeff was getting pissed off first day in pads, or was Jeff kind of giving it to him? Either way, I love the shit talking that happened between them, because in theoretically, it's all going to make the team get better. But just for that first team brawl, I don't like the brawl, but the heatedness between both of those two players, alpha males, is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of layers to this entire story that we're going to jump into as well, besides just the fight with Jeff and JC. Now, we'll touch on that first before we talk about the other altercation with a player and a non-player. Listen, Jeff Simmons has an anger issue, and I don't give a fuck. All I see is people on, reputable people that I respect, talking about how, Titans brass needs to talk to him and this, that, and the third. Listen, if he laid his hands on a non-player, then obviously the brass needs to get involved. That is uncalled for in any way, shape, or form, unless it was incredibly provoked, which it wasn't. But besides that, like, Jeff's an angry guy. Like, he's a guy, heart of a lion, from what I've heard and what we've seen. Obviously, he's done so much for the state and the city of Nashville, but he's got an anger problem. And we've seen it before, during, and now. And okay, oh well, like whatever. I'll tell you what, Taylor Lewan has hurt this team with his attitude on the field a lot more than Jeffrey Simmons has so far. So until that happens, until he's costing us games with stupid penalties and this, that, and the other, I don't care if he's smacking fucking rookies in the face at practice. Like, we need to set the tone for this team. Yeah, we don't want to make everyone think that we're a fucking like a joke of a franchise by any means, but like, these things happen. Look at the early 2000s Ravens fucking
Ray Lewis,
Hard Knocks. Take a look at the Hard Knocks for the Ravens. Okay, that team, what they were doing in practices, that makes this team look like the fucking bad news Bears. Okay, so I don't know why everyone's up in arms about Jeff starting a fight with JC. I love it. Get these guys fired up. If they're not doing that shit during practice, then they don't care.
First day pass, you gotta weed the weak people out, and like Keith Bullock said, the same thing. You got the men from the boys, okay, and that's my opinion on it. And just to touch on what you're saying with Jeffrey Simmons with the anger issue, he already said it. When you get on that football field, there's a switch. Okay, yep. I've played football. There's a switch when you get on there. You're an angry person. You're an angry motherfucker. You have to be. Simple. You have to be, because if you're not, and you're a bitch, you're gonna be that boy that gets bullied on the football field. Jeffrey Simmons is not that. So when he comes off the field, yes, it was hot that day. The first day of pads, he was hot. He got wind that Buck said, "Oh, you got to lock it the fuck in." He was hot and angry. So yeah, emotions got the best of him. Totally agree with him. He apologized. I know we're going to get into that too, but him live on air, your reaction to that when when Buck was trying to get Roger McCurdy on there and he called him a pussy. My God.
I mean, it's pretty simple with that whole situation. I'll make it short and sweet. I thought it was funny because, nothing against him, but I've had a couple small interactions with Buck, whether that be through social media, whatever the case may be. I think he's a bit of an antagonizer. So I'm not a huge fan of his. He's good at what he does. He's got a voice for radio, and that's why he's on radio. But at the end of the day, he should be able to say whatever he wants. That's his job without having to deal with that. I mean, was Jeff out of line with saying what he said? Yes. I mean, that goes without saying. But it's whatever. Like, just like I have to deal with it, anyone who deals with it, if you're going to say things publicly on a website that anyone can see, there might be consequences you have to deal with. I mean, I know that better than anyone. Okay. I've been attacked sideways from players on social media, like I'm a fan. So like, you have to understand, like you gotta, that comes with the territory no matter what. And Jeff needs to get some thicker skin. I mean, that tweet that he wrote wasn't even that big of a deal. He was just talking about him starting a fight and told him to lock in. Didn't say he's a waste of a contract or anything like that. But don't say shit. Honestly, though, in all reality, like if you can't, as a reporter, if you can't handle players getting upset, at least verbally, about the things you're saying, then you're in the wrong business. You got to deal with that. But Jeff still shouldn't do it. But Buck, I mean, he was a bit up in arms about the situation. I don't know how you can be. Like, Paul deals with it all the time. He keeps saying whatever he wants. So you got to deal with it. Like, it's like Buck gets treated like royalty by every fan, which good for him. But, with the players, they don't give a fuck who you are. You talk shit, you talk shit. And that was it. He had a negative tweet about him, and that's what happens. But it is what it is. They'll be okay. They already made up and hugged, and they were talking like, nothing was wrong.
Yeah, so because everything flew over to Fox News, CNN, and
I know
TMZ and all that other shit. All right, but moving on. I want to talk about a couple things over here too with you. I have 3 players I want to talk about specifically that stood out to me in training camp, and maybe you have the same or different than me, but Josh Wiley, I'm going to start with. Josh Wiley, I've been seeing a lot. I've been hearing a lot about him, and I've been now listening to Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and obviously everybody else, during practice this week. Josh Wiley's been loud. He's confident, and he's playing big at the tight end position, which is huge. Like we've talked about, somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to step up in that room, whether it be Jake or Wiley. For him to, hearing him with Brian Callahan, how he was mic'd up in the stadium and showing his confidence. What's your take on Josh Wiley? Have you heard anything good?
Listen, you've heard me say it. How often have I said it on this show? Every time we're talking about people to look out for. I mean, this is a position that we're very weak at. Now, mind you, Chick could be a Pro Bowler this year, and that would be fantastic. We know he has the potential after the catch ability to be a Pro Bowler. Before the catch, takes a little, he's got some work to do with catching the ball, but that's besides the point. 6'7", like, what is he, 260 probably? Like, if you can catch a pigskin, you should be able to have a lot of success in this league at that size because you have an advantage. Your wingspan's going to get your hands higher than a lot of defensive players in the league. So, sky's the limit for him. He doesn't look like the moment's too big for him going into year 2. He's obviously going to make the team. He's going to have single coverage every time he steps foot on the turf. So he's got everything going for him. That's for damn sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, just seeing him and hearing things like Kayla and Ramon and Jim Wyatt and all these guys talking about the confidence level going into year 2 in a new offense, a pass-happy offense with a new head coach, just to see him taking the confidence and just being loud and obnoxious at practice and all over the field for year 2 in his second offense, that shows a lot into what he has done this offseason for his game. So I hope, like I said, I'm a big Josh Wiley fan, a guy that's 6'7", like a Gronkowski type player. If we can get him the ball, red zone, short yardage, anything, it's a mismatch nightmare against a linebacker. So I'm all for it.
Yeah,
obviously, go ahead.
No, I hope Callahan, the father, is taking him aside here and there and just maybe showing a couple things too, because that's something that you can't put a price tag on. A tight end that can be offensive, and honestly, like, you should be able to technically throw him next to Latham and have a really good extra stop there for Levis's blind side. I mean, really, if he could produce offensively, I hope he's with Tennessee forever. But like, he's a guy that can easily play a decade in this league because as long as you can produce a little bit offensively with your hands and legs, I mean, they'll throw you in there when you're not doing nothing just to be an extra blocker because you're fucking 6'7". So Josh has got everything going for him. I hope he makes the best of it. That's just the way it is. So.
Absolutely. Now, the next guy, obviously, I mean, it's just off the chart what he's doing. It's obviously Calvin Ridley. He's looked so crisp in this offense, the way he runs his routes. I'm not going to even touch on that anymore. I just wanted to bring that up as one of my guys. I'm sure
bubble wrap.
Yeah, I'm sure he's all over your radar too. But another person who's actually covering him, who's actually been all over the goddamn field, is number 29. Every time you throw a video on, every time you see this guy on the field, he's breaking up passes. He's hip to hip with these wide receivers. The rookie Jarvis Brownlee Jr. This kid is all over the field. I was pounding the table. I mocked him a couple times to us in the mock drafts earlier this year. I just liked him out of Louisville. The kid is just a ball hawk, man.
He was undrafted, right?
No, he was a draft pick. We drafted him.
What round?
Yes, fourth round, I believe. Yeah.
What year?
This year, rookie Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
No.
Yes. Don't be like that.
This year we drafted him. What?
Yes.
This is embarrassing.
Yes.
4th round?
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
This kid is all over the field, all over the practice field. And even Will Levis is the one that's bringing him up too, because he has the neon cleats, and he says every time I see the neon cleats, I know there's trouble. And Jarvis Brownlee Jr., man, the kid is all over the goddamn field. I love it. It's the depth that we need. Obviously, Caleb Farley hasn't been that, but he's shown spottiness this training camp. But it's going to be a big ass, not ass, but a big what am I trying to say here? Big, I guess, ass for him to make the team this year because he's got a lot against him. But this kid, man, him and Roger McCreary with Snead and Cheeto.
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm feeling like I'm having one of those. What do you call it when it's like
deja vu?
No, like you think it's something, but it's the Mandela effect. Like it's something along those lines. Because I'm like, how am I totally forgetting about this kid? He was 5th round. I just looked it up.
Yeah, I knew it was 4th or 5th, something like that.
All right, you got to forgive me, everyone. That was embarrassing. But anyway, I've seen. That's all you see on all everywhere. He's locking everyone up. I mean, it's obviously a position that like we already think is fantastic, and now you throw him in the mix.
Depth.
Forget it. I mean,
we have not had it in this team for a long time.
Yeah,
long time. Trey Avery and everybody. Now you have 4 solid, and if Farley makes the team and he's healthy, that's 5 guys.
Yeah,
at the cornerback position.
Apparently, he looked much more human today than he did yesterday. So it's a piss in the wind situation now. Like, hopefully we stay dry. It is what it is. But obviously now at corner, we're not depending on Caleb Farley anymore like we were 2 years ago. So that's great. But yeah, a couple other people just to throw in the mix. Like every time I see Tajay touching the ball, man, he just looks shiftier and shiftier. And I'm so excited to see what he's going to bring here too. Obviously, Tony, we know what he's going to bring to the table. Boyd, I was talking to my dad about this earlier. I can't say I love the fact that all of our receivers are fucking doing 360 spins and, over the shoulder backflip catches, but Tyler Boyd's been doing a lot of good things from the film I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things we knew, we were assuming because there's obviously a lot of good film on him, but can't leave Levis out of there. I mean, nothing but good things I'm hearing about Levis from everyone.
Besides yesterday. Yesterday he had because they didn't practice today. Yesterday he had a little bad day, or was it Yeah, but either way, you're gonna have those days, and he already said it. It may look like that because I'm trying to take shots to see if I can do this in the game. That's why it's called practice. Brian wants us to throw the deep ball, throw the hitch versus the second read, just to see what we have in practice. So I'm glad that he's doing that, and he's going through his progressions, especially with this new offense. So you're gonna have your bumps and bruises in preseason as long as you don't bring it into the regular season. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's got a brand new girl now.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Thank God you brought that up.
Yes. What's her name again? She's
I
from
the Bachelorette or something, Bachelor in Paradise or something. But I don't know, man. I mean, Will Levis, he was single last year, and now he's
I don't
the
know
quarterback.
How I feel about that.
I know he's the quarterback, and he's got a girlfriend now. So
we know this.
He needs to be in the playbook, though.
If he plays like shit week 1, she's gone. He'll get rid of her immediately. She's the easy scapegoat for him. Goodbye, sweetheart. No, she's a beautiful girl. I listen.
Gorgeous.
Sometimes these guys need a woman to ground them.
Lock them down, yeah.
Sometimes they don't, Looks like Burrow's doing okay. He's been doing his thing, although obviously last year was tough for him. But gotta love the way Willie's been looking. Sky's the limit for him. And, we'll keep an eye on all those players moving forward and a couple others. And hopefully Jeff can keep his hands to himself. And again, he's punching helmets. Like that is just, you can't put a label on how stupid that is.
Yeah, it's angry. Really I mean, you can't we're talking about it's easier said than done. But I mean, in the heat of the moment, you're so pissed off. I mean, I did it myself in high school. So, and I got tossed from a game when another guy saw. I mean,
it don't matter how angry I could be. If I'm that angry, I'm going to fucking tackle you. I'm not going to use my hand to punch you with something that's supposed to save you from a fucking car accident.
It's natural.
I don't know. But let's not do that anymore, Jeff.
No, okay? Absolutely not. And, another thing I want to talk to you about this because I mean I know you just got in and you haven't really seen anything just yet. Especially we got the the Bears and the Texans game going on right now. Obviously the new kickoff rules. Where's my phone?
I saw it on Twitter real quick. Didn't really look at it in depth.
I want to read this to you because I just wanted to get your take on it. I mean, I seen it. It just looks so weird, bro. It just looks so weird seeing them not move. At all until the person catches the ball. So the new NFL kickoff rules is the onside kicks are now illegal before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right.
Would have been nice when Malarkey fucking started the season off with an onside kick when I was there with my dad. Thanks.
So these are new kickoff rules. Yes, the team must be losing to kick an onside kick, and team must announce intentions to kick an onside kick ahead of the game.
The biggest part about that is the
ahead of time, ahead before they kick the ball.
No, the fourth quarter part.
Yeah, so like, come on, really? I mean, you're taking the fun out of the game. Literally, if it's the second quarter, right before halftime. I mean, if you're going before halftime, you're kicking it off, and you're down by 7. You want a little spark for your team. You have to say, hey, hold on 1 second. Doing an onside kick. Yeah. I mean, it takes the strategizing away from the game anymore. I understand the jailbreak. You want to get the jailbreak kick away. Okay, fine. But the onside kick, I mean, you're ruining football.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. Those things are anomalies. Like,
of course.
How often you get? First of all, how often do you get an onside kick that's not in the fourth quarter and you're not down?
Well, didn't they do it in the Super Bowl?
Everyone doesn't know you're doing it.
Didn't they do it in the Super Bowl
once
recently?
Every 10 years? No, yeah, you're right. They did do it in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, so I was like, it's the strategy of that. So now you're in the Super Bowl and you want to like a little spark again, onside kick right before after halftime. Listen,
you got a point there. The Broncos, I'm pretty sure, did it. The Broncos or Saints. It was that Super Bowl.
So one of them or something like that.
No, they don't play each other in the Super Bowl. No,
that and this whole new kickoff. I want to keep watching it, but just seeing them stand still and then not catch the ball, it's just like, what the hell's going on?
I understand their reasoning for it, but at the end of the day, this game's been played for over 100 fucking years. Okay, if people were having their necks broken left and right in the season during kickoffs, okay, but I mean, like that is a much bigger deal, in my opinion, than the onside kick thing. I mean, kick returns change games sometimes, and you're kind of taking away the potential of a momentum style run, obviously, because you're not getting any head start. You're just taking it and you're 10 feet from everyone. So I don't love that rule. If anything, I would have just let the guy start with the ball and just blow the whistle and let him start in the end zone. And he either kneels it or he starts running. You could do that because I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of it, but it is what it is. Luckily, we're still going to get, for the most part, our beloved football, but it's silly. There's no need for changing something that ain't broke.
It's crazy because we're talking about this now, and they implemented it, the new kickoff rule, and what happens today at practice with Deontay Foreman, our old running back.
Yeah.
Motionless, stretchered, airlifted out of the hospital at practice for.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been at work all day. What the fuck?
Yeah,
wow.
He got airlifted out of practice. He was motionless. He couldn't move anything like that, and it was during a kickoff for special teams. Wow. So I mean, it can happen no matter what. It was a neck injury too, by the way. So we don't. I haven't heard any news with that, but that was earlier in the day. I'm sure everything is okay with him. Wish him the best. But I mean, we're talking about trying to make players safe. Then they practice this new kickoff rule. This guy gets hurt in practice. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said,
it's crazy. It's hit or miss, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see. I think we're not a historically good kick return team anyway. So I don't, if we had Devin Hester right now, currently, I'd be pretty pissed off. But just more opportunities for Levis to throw. But I think that's gonna cover it for us tonight, guys. As always, much appreciation to everyone who's joining in, watching. If you're watching at this point, you're a real fan of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans, and we appreciate you very much. As well as if you are watching to this point and you're not subscribed, please do so. Make sure you subscribe. The more support we have from you, the better off we'll be, the more we can go on, better guests, etc. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe on all the platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that good stuff. Again, another shout out to Monta Sleep and Homage for their sponsorships. Yes.
And if you guys are looking for those links, I mean, we have the link in the description for the YouTube, whoever's watching on YouTube. But if you're not and you're listening to, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit up the Sick Podcast Titans on Instagram and on X. We have the links in our bios, so make sure you hit those links. And like I said, Homage has all kinds of stuff. They have NCAA basketball, they have WWE, pop culture, video game shirts. They have everything. It's the stuff that Sal's wearing too. So I mean, it's just not NFL, guys. It's all kinds of sports. So go over there, hit that link for us, and go check them out.
Absolutely. So as always, guys, everyone has an amazing week. We are just 5 short weeks away, a little over 5 short weeks away from an amazing matchup against the newest number 1 overall pick and the soon-to-be number 1 quarterback in the NFL, William Donovan Levis. So that's going to do it for us, guys. As always, tighten up. Shane, you can send us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.